All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cartographer community meeting. Today is March 9, and we're glad that you're here. All right. Any new faces? Well, I guess not, Mr. Scott Rosenberg. I guess you're part of the team, not a new face anymore. Awesome. All right. Feel free to add yourself to the attendees list. And it's completely optional. No new faces so far. All right. Okay, summary of what's new in the project. It's been 2 weeks since the last community meeting, and I guess the summary will be here on what's happening in the project, but I'll let Joshua elaborate better on the two items you put there.
Yeah, a couple new exciting things. The first is we've added some new selectors to the top level blueprints. So now you can use match expressions and match fields, which is cool, which means you can match a blueprint based on a field in the workload instead of having to specify labels on that workload. And then the match expressions selector is just a better selector for matching on labels. Not better, just different.
Sounds great. This is the implementation of an RFC, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one, okay. Okay, we have work remaining on docs. Yeah, I was about to ask that, but it requires docs. Awesome, thank you. And add the resources to workload status.
Yeah, so the other cool thing that went in is the workload status got a lot more detailed. So now it has information on all the resources that are stamped out under that workload in the cluster. And it also exposes the output information for those resources as well. So it'll make debugging issues a lot easier because you'll be able to see a lot more visibility into the underlying resources.
Really helpful. Great, thank you. Right, let's go to the project board. Yeah, what's new and what the team is working on. I think most of what the team is doing now, it refers to the 0.3 release. Is that correct?
Yeah, we did. We've added a pre-release, our first build of the 0.30 release, but we're looking to create another release sometime near the end of the week. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I see here some work around documentation tutorials, which is awesome, and many other things already done. So thank you. That's great. All right. Anything else regarding what's new? What team is working on?
Yeah, there's we're still working on tutorials. There's the 3 bullet in that doc, David. There's the 3 bullets.
Oh, sorry.
Right there, yeah. So tutorials, still very much work in progress.
Right. Are we doing all of these tutorials in a single release, or just a subset of what Zach put here in the issue?
The goal is to tackle all of them. They all build off each other, right? And so it's going to be something you follow top down, each adding a new bit of functionality. So we're tackling it all together.
Oh, right. Adding match labels to template options.
Yeah, so previously, within a template option, you could specify match fields. but we've added a convenience matcher as well. It's currently work in progress, but we're adding one so that you can do exactly what that YAML block shows right there, where you can say match labels and then just give it the labels.
Great. That's great. And yeah, docs. All these changes trigger changes in docs.
Yeah, lots of doc stuff on the go. This one is specifically documenting a multi-cluster setup. I think Emily's actually looking for feedback on this. So if anyone hasn't taken a look, please take a look.
So the PR and maybe here. All right. Yeah, please feel free to check it out and provide your feedback if you see that it helps understanding multi-cluster setup. It would be awesome to get your feedback. Okay, thank you, Sarah. Workload status resources.
Yeah, I just shared an example of like how it looks like for a supply chain that has like takes some source code, then builds with KPack, then deploys with Cap Controller app. So if nobody has ever seen how it looks now with this resources view, line 43, this is an example. Just did a local run here.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let me add it to the notes. Thank you, Joshua. All right. Another new thing this week is that we released the Contributor of the Month initiative that was in the works for some weeks. The goal of this, it's not called program because program is a big word. This is just an idea, an initiative to try to publicly recognize the individuals who have helped Cartographer and who are helping improve the project on three areas: code contributions, which is the classical thing. When someone thinks on open source contribution, they think on code. It's one area. But also content creation, spreading the word about the project on tweets, blogs, presentations, etc. And also just someone who's always there to be the voice from the community, a community advocate. So joining the meetings, providing feedback, contributing to discussions, offline discussions on Slack or GitHub. It's these are the three pillars, let's say, for contributions, and the goal is to consistently recognize folks doing this for the project every month, capturing contributions from the last month, and making sure that we do not only a public shout out, but we send them some swag. So far, it's only t-shirts, but we are working with a couple of providers of sustainable swag, so we can complement the current package. So this is the first installment, the first iteration of the program. So we have our three contributors of the month. First one, Mr. Scott Rosenberg, who have been joining every possible meeting and not only listening, which will be fine, but also providing your feedback, even answering other users' questions on Slack and GitHub. This is awesome. And we are really grateful, Scott. So, and we are glad that you're here. Congratulations, Scott. And yeah, I will coordinate with you shipping of your swag. Yeah, thank you for all you do for the community.
Awesome, thank you. It's great to be a part of a community around such a great tool. So thank you.
Thank you, Eddie. All right, next up, and yeah, I'm glad that you're also here. Cora, yeah, everyone here knows Cora, and we all love what Cora has been doing for the project. You know, creating demos, delivering demos, live demos on several events, live streams, um, helping with submissions to events, and even working on blog posts. So yeah, she's been doing a lot to spread the word about cartographers. So we thank you for that, Cora. All the passion, all the excellence you put in what you do for the project. So you're our content contributor of the month. Thank you, Cora.
I just want to say it's so nice. I haven't really been part of like communities like this before. So I don't know if like other communities have this or this is something super creative and really nice that you guys are doing, but it's really nice. Like I was surprised. I didn't know that this existed. And so it was a really nice surprise. And it's just like a really great community, great tech, but also a great community. And that's thanks to all of you that make it a great community. So thank you.
Thank you, Cora. Yeah, I will also coordinate with you to make sure that you receive your swag. Awesome. And next up, Mr. Benjamin Gottman. He unfortunately wasn't able to join the meeting. He had a conflict. Benjamin, last month, he sent not 3, it was 4 pull requests on basically all the good first issues that we have. As the blog post says, let me put this here. The blog post has the details on how we track code contributions. So with this little program, we found out that Benjamin sent 4 PRs last month, basically tackling all the good first issues, which is awesome. It's great. He's not a VMware employee. He works for Any9s, which is a consulting firm based in Germany. And yeah, he was also excited, and even he has a couple of additional PRs on the fly. So yeah, but for last month he sent 4 PRs on a row, and for that he is our code contributor of the month. So he will also receive swag, and we're really glad that you all are here helping the project succeed. So thank you. Thank you for that. All right. Follow up from previous meeting. Well, you had. I don't think we have any outstanding item. So for open mic discussion, we had a demo that is called. I don't know if you're ready for it, but he shared some interesting stuff that he's been working on the Slack channel, and he was kind enough to accept having a demo prepared for today. Is that correct, Scott?
Yeah, I can definitely share my screen and show this.
Yeah, let me stop sharing.
Yeah, so in general, the idea is I wanted to check the pluggability of Cartographer, how far I could take it. So I decided to go not even deploy containers, but to create VMs using Packer, creating templates and then deploying it. So I've actually put this up also onto GitHub, but basically the general idea is that I'm using Flux for the source controller and then using Packer via Tecton task through runnables to create that. And then basically from there using the Terraform controller in order to automate the deployments of the VMs into vSphere. So if I did a thing at pods right now, we can see I have my initial one actually succeeded here where I have my Terraform deployment, and I have another one that's actually in the building stage right now. And the workload for this, at the workload YAML, is all I've basically done here is set 3 labels of the workload type as VM, image builder is Packer, and the infrastructure is vSphere. Once we have the options, I'm going to add AWS and GCP into here as well, so that I can just change based off of the infrastructure what that would be. And then there's all the parameters from a Packer and Terraform perspective are available as parameters in the supply chain. So you could give the VM name or anything like that with defaults. And yeah, it's basically, let's see here. No, that's the wrong vCenter. Too many vCenters open. It's here, yeah. And this is the Carto demo VM that came up about a minute and a half ago, just because it takes about 15 minutes. But it comes up with its IP addresses, which also get exported into a secret and as an output of the Terraform configuration itself. So once there's mapping back of resources to the workload as well in the status, then you would probably be able to get the IP there as well. But currently it's exported to a secret that makes it easy for people to consume later on. And yeah, this is basically the general idea. It's up on GitHub. So if anyone has comments or questions or anything, just let me know.
Could share the URL to the repo. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. Where is the repo?
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I used this. I built a Tanzu application platform open source package that's just Cartographer with all of the standard dependencies of it that's like bundled together like Tanzu application platform is. And then this is going into the next version, which I'll be releasing also tomorrow, I think, where this will be part of that as well. But it's just an easy way of installing Cartographer basically to do an end-to-end with KPack and Tecton, and everything gets installed really easily.
Awesome, thank you, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, well, extending Cartographer to actually deploy VMs, it's interesting. I'm wondering if this is only out of your curiosity or if you have any customer with this particular use case.
So it came out of an actual use case that came from a customer, not a use case necessarily of deploying VMs right now, nor would I necessarily think that it's the right thing to do. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. But I think that one of the things that when we've been talking about Cartographer versus like Jenkins pipelines that people have, or, you know, together, whatever, is that people don't want necessarily tool sprawl, and they want to be able to use the same tool set for as many things as possible. And while they're trying to be mostly, this was one of the customers, they're trying to be as much in the cloud native world, they want as much as possible to have a unified tool set to manage all of their deployments. And then having Cartographer be able to manage virtual machines as well just allows them to have that single tool to manage everything. It's a much better tool for cloud native, which is the majority of their work now of what they're planning. But for the things that still need to be virtual machine based, things that need to be, you know, not a container, this gives that pluggability. I'm not sure I would use this if most of my workloads were VMs, but if you had some things that needed to be done in VMs and the majority was cloud native application, container based things, then I think that it does make sense as kind of a stopgap until you move to more cloud native or whatever approach it is. So that's where this kind of came from, to try and show that it's pluggable and also to solve that issue of tool sprawl and have one tool that can kind of manage it all.
A lot of them. No, thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for sharing, Scott. That's awesome. All right. Any other question? Any other thing you would like to share today? No. All right. All right. Thank you for your time. Hope to see you next week. See you. Thank you.
Bye, thank you.